What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Geek Takeover. It is your boy, the Geek Takeover, coming back at you with another epic video. Today, we are diving into some DC animated shows, the top 5 that I think ever made. Now, we're going from the Gotham's dark alleys to the far reaches of the universe. These series shaped how I personally see DC's greatest heroes. And hey, some of my opinions are definitely going to be a little controversial for you guys, if I'm being honest. So let's buckle up, get some popcorn, and let's roll the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's start with number 5. Let's go ahead and rip the band-aid off this one, because we're going to start with the classic, Batman the Animated Series. Now, don't come from my head. I know this is considered to be a masterpiece by many, but honestly, I think it's a little overrated. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great show. Kevin Conroy's performance as Batman is legendary, quite literally changed the game. The intro, absolutely iconic. But for me personally as Steven, it just didn't hit as top tier as most of these other shows did and other cartoons that I watched growing up as well. Plus, if I'm being honest with you guys, there is a better Batman show on this list coming up soon. That's all I gotta say about that show. Take us into number 4, a fellow 90s DC cartoon that I think is better than Batman, Superman the Animated Series. This one completely revolutionized how I saw Superman as a character. I was never a big DC fan or a Superman fan, but I think I watched the show maybe a year or 2 years ago now, and when I watched it, the show won me over completely. I love the idea of Superman. It's bright, it's hopeful, and it still delivers amazing storytelling. And honestly, I would call this the best 90s DC cartoon over Batman. So for me, I would easily rewatch Superman over the Batman series, and this show was just absolutely iconic. Take us into number 3 now. Do you guys remember when I said that Batman the Animated Series is the only Batman series on this list? Well, get ready, ladies and gentlemen, because the superior Batman show, Batman the Animated Series. No, sorry. Time out. Rewind. Batman Beyond is what I meant to say. That was funny. Batman Beyond is... This show kicked ass. What can I say? The futuristic suit, one of the best Batman costumes I think ever done. Terry McGinnis is a refreshing change from Bruce Wayne. Speaking of Bruce, his dynamic with the old Bruce Wayne gave the series a real heart. My only gripe though with this series is that it ended way too soon. I think it was only 2 seasons and a movie? So it's like 56 episodes, something like that. Personally, me, I would have loved to see at least another season of the show, or even the rumored Batman Beyond cartoon or animated movie that they leaked, 2 years now. That was, I think, either by the team that did Spider-Verse or inspired by the team that did Spider-Verse. I know I can find the photo. It's going to be somewhere over here. But hopefully James Gunn will greenlight that movie, because I would absolutely love to see that. And based off the success of Spider-Verse and how popular Batman is, that movie could easily do amazing. Or, honestly, I would not be opposed to seeing an Elseworld project of a live-action Batman Beyond. I think that would even be really cool to see. So James Gunn, if you're watching, I accept PayPal, Cash App, and Apple Pay. Thank you very much, sir. Rolling into our top 2 for DC Animated. My number 2 is probably going to be a lot of people's number 1 or number 2, depending on who you ask. I am including 2 different ones. Justice League / Justice League Unlimited. Now, this show was honestly everything. It's a damn near perfect show. It gave us Wally West over Barry Allen, which is a change to who we portray as the Flash. It gave us Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. Again, a big change for us. Especially growing up as a person of color, seeing Jon instead of Hal is I think a great idea. It gave choices that felt fresh and worked perfectly for the time and era that it was in. and the romances in the show as Bruce and Diana. Me personally, I personally like this relationship. I definitely prefer this over Clark and Diana in New 52. I think they were a couple. I hate that. I just don't like that couple. But Bruce and Diana, that kind of works. And speaking of relationships, the relationship that they formed with Jon Stewart and Shayera, aka Hot Girl, also honestly worked. It didn't feel like it was something that was forced. It felt natural, unlike the Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff romance in Marvel. One of the worst decisions they've ever made. That is. But that's neither here nor there. That's a Marvel topic. We're talking DC. And then once Unlimited started, it really gave us an expanded roster with incredible depth and so many underused DC characters like Captain Atom, Green Arrow, Supergirl became part of the team, the Atom. I'm trying to think of other characters that was in Unlimited. Booster Gold. It gave us so many different characters that were underused and gave them good character arcs and eventually became better household names. And honestly, if anybody here is wondering what James Gunn's DCU is going to be looking like, your closest comparison is honestly going to be Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I truly think that even with the comics as inspiration, those are going to be the closest that you get to it, especially the lineup of the Justice League. With Aaron Pierre playing Jon Stewart, it kind of makes sense. And then him and Isabella teasing being in Man of Tomorrow. They're just saying you have Superman, Green Lantern, Hot Girl. You're just missing Wonder Woman, Batman, Martian Manhunter, and The Flash. And James, again, if you're watching this, which I know you are, I'm just saying, Grant Gustin was a great Barry Allen. You can't replace him. Just go ahead and give us Wally West. He is the superior Flash after all. But now number one, which I'm sure most of you could probably guess by watching this and knowing what DC cartoons are out there. The best DC cartoon is Young Justice. Now, I grew up watching the show, so I probably have a lot of bias towards this, but this show kicked ass, even as a kid. It gave us characters from, especially their arcs from watching them grow up. We had Dick Grayson go from Nightwing to Robin to Nightwing. We had Aqualad to Aquaman. We had Kid Flash, who I'm still waiting to honestly see be revived after season 2, I think it was. Even though the show is gone again, I am still hopeful and dumb to think that. It gave us characters like Bart Allen as Impulse. It gave us Beast Boy. It gave us, was Cyborg in there? Yeah, I think Cyborg was a part of, I don't think Cyborg was in it, but it gave us good arcs with Beast Boy and his depression. It gave us Bart Allen. It gave us teases for characters that they could have worked with Jason Todd and Damian Wayne and Supergirl and Darkseid and all these other amazing characters. And the first time they got canceled, that hurt. That was a stab to the heart. All over action figure sales. Who knew? And then it came back on HBO Max, and I think it had 2 seasons. It had Outsiders, and it had Outsiders and Phantoms, I believe. And those were good. They weren't as good as the original when it was on Cartoon Network, but it was still really good. Just for it all to get, I don't know if I would say it got canceled again, it just didn't get renewed. Like, I don't know the story about that. And if somebody's watching this that's a DC fan could explain what happened to Young Justice, go ahead and feel free to comment, because I would love to know, are my boys coming back? Will we get a continuation? Can we get a continuation? It is what it is. Besides it being canceled continuously, my only other complaint about the show is Superboy and Miss Martian. I mentioned previously about Justice League that their romances felt natural. This felt kind of forced. I did not like their romance at all. The superior romance in that show was Artemis and Wally. They are the it couple of Young Justice. Superboy and Miss Martian was annoying. I did not like it at all. It's something that I could easily live without. But besides that, Young Justice is a damn near perfect show. Top 5 cartoon shows of all time, in my opinion. So, with that all being said, those are my rankings for, again, the top 5 DC animated shows. Again, as follows, it goes Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League / Justice League Unlimited, and Young Justice, rounding it out at number 1. Let me know which one of those is your personal favorite. Let me know if you would change the ranking in any way. Let me know if I missed one of your favorite DC animated shows. And go ahead and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe with your friends for more content coming your way. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Geek Takeover, and I'm going to sign off. Down Stop Production.